Hey, everybody. Happy Friday. Welcome back to the studio. It's time for beer time. I kind of struggled this week trying to pick a beer that kind of fit the week, something that would really bring it together. And this morning, I found some inspiration in the most unlikely of places. I opened up the front door to get in my vehicle to go to work, and it was 28 degrees outside. Now, I understand that it's wintertime and it's not to be, unexpected. This is not atypical for most of the country at this point. But we've had a pretty solid string of mid 40s. I was really surprised to wake up this morning to have it be so frigid, freezing, and then to get to work and the heater at the office is broken. So then it's just cold all day, like freezing. So I used that as inspiration for today's beer, which happens to be very frosty. That's right, the Frosty Chairlift, coming from a local favorite, the Rainy Daze with the Z Brewery. We got some very interesting artwork on this can. A very stuck man with his tongue stuck to a pole on both sides of the can. So that's about it on that one. It's a very interesting can. I'm actually kind of a fan, actually. The art is what really got me on this one. Like I said, I had a kind of hard time picking out today's beer, and then when I was shopping around, I realized that this thing just called at me. It's frosty. It's bloody cold outside today. I got the cap on. Plus, it was a beer that was still, it was going to fill a hole. It's going to scratch an itch that I've had when it comes to winter beers this year that I've been unable to scratch, and that's the winter ale, the winter warmer, if you will. One of my favorite beers is I'm having a really hard time tracking down this year, and I don't know if they make it anymore, to be perfectly honest. We're gonna do some more of that brewery's beers later on. Obviously in the show, so I don't want to give too much away, but we'll just say the Pyramid Brewing used to be pretty famous in Seattle, particularly in and around sports games and stuff like that. It's a perfect location downtown if you're going to a game or if you want to watch the game there. It was a really nice time, and that is the Pyramid Brewing. I'm pretty sure the pandemic took them out. I'm fairly certain. I'd have to do my research on that one. But they have my favorite winter warmer called Snowcap. It used to come out every single year. And now it's gone. Now there's only 3 Pyramid beers, but that's another day. We'll get into that later. Because today we have Rainy Days here to save us from our lack of winter warmer woes. So this one, as we can see, it's not exactly a winter warmer, but they call it, a Northwest winter beer. So what is a winter warmer? You might ask, what is a winter beer? Well, let's go find out. All right, so what is a winter warmer? What is a winter ale? Well, I came on over to these guys here at AmericanCraftBeer.com, kind of taking a look at what they said. Essentially, it's either or, whatever. It doesn't really matter. Winter warmer is one of those kinds of beers, winter ales, if you will. One of those types of beers that, if you were to bring it to competition, it's going to be competing in what you'd call a specialty beer category, which means there's very little in the way of rules, essentially. But most winter ales, winter warmers, something like that, start off as either what we call a strong English ale or a spiced Weiss ale, I believe is the term. But essentially, it's a nice, strong base foundational beer, very low in hoppiness, very high in maltiness, very, very sweet, very generally high in alcohol, mostly because of all the things that go into it. But then they usually add spices, the seasonal spices. A lot of people put in molasses or maple syrup or, clove spice or cinnamon, that kind of thing like that. And then you got yourself a winter warmer. It's higher in alcohol, so it kind of keeps you warm, I guess, on the inside, which I don't think is actually real. But it's the thing that makes us feel better when we're drinking heavy beer in the snow. But other than that, it's got lots of spices usually in it. It's a very fun beer if you like into craft beer. If it's, every one of them is going to be different. They all taste very, very different. I'm really excited to see what this one has to say. But before I tell you about it, let's go see what the brewer has to say about it. Welcome to Rainy Days with a Z Brewing out of Paulsbo, Washington, run by none other than the great Mike Montoni. He's got likes to fashion himself a mad scientist and adds a lot of flavoration to all these rare brews that he does there. Look at him. Look at that smile. What a guy. And, of course, featured on their website, their main featured brew, the Goat Boater IPA, which we're not going to do on this episode, but we definitely will in the future. Now, look at this tap list. 16 total taps right now, updated as of only a few days ago. I think they update it every week. But, of course, right now we're only here to look at the Frosty Chairlift, the Winter Ale, 6.9% alcohol by volume, 60 IBUs, a Northwest-style winter warmer, deep mahogany color, hoppy, piney, brown sugar, and cedar notes. All right, enough of this. Let's go grab some beer.
And we're back. Social street talk. Social and political commentary. Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness.
All right, so why did I just go out to the fridge and grab a beer? I had the one earlier in my hand. Well, that's the stunt can, obviously. This one's cold. We want a cold winter warmer, I believe. I don't think we want to quite go warm. A warm winter warmer? That'd be bad news. Bad news. Now, this is interesting. We'll just go ahead and we'll just say this right off the bat. Website calls it a winter ale. And then in the description refers to it as a Northwest style winter warmer. And then on the can, we have winter beer. So if that just goes to show you, winter ales, winter beers, winter warmers, all kind of run in the same circles. So let's go ahead and do this thing. Let's find out what is going on in here. Today, we're going to be doing a warm beer as in lots of alcohol, lots of sweetness. So we went with the small glass, and we're going to go ahead and start pouring there. And so what did the website say? It said deep mahogany color. So, I mean, I think that's a deep mahogany. Don't you think? Look at that. God, a beautiful pour, too. It suds up like a stout. That's the way I like my winter warmers. Stouty. So here you go. Looks good. Really good. Oh, there's so much on the nose right there. Real warm. As in, like, comforting. That's really what it is. Sweet. Deep, kind of mahogany. Yeah, it's just like a comforting wood. I like that in a beer. I like a nice comforting wood flavor on the nose. I don't know. Oh, yeah, really good. Not real fermenting, not real sour on the top, you know. Really sweet. I'm really excited to see what's in this thing. So, without any more sniffing, any more ado, let's go ahead and take a sip. Coffee. I get coffee from this thing right off the front. Must have a decent amount of, some darker malt in there. Get that kind of, for lack of a better term, like burnt flavors going on in there, like a nice heavily roasted malt. But like not the acrid kind of burnt. This is like just dark. I don't know how to explain it. We're bad at this so far. But God, that's really good. Lot going on here. Real piney, just like they were talking about. Real piney. You get that on the nose too. That's what I'm thinking. I get that wood kind of aroma, that kind of remembrance of wood. It's a reminder of wood. Nothing actually tastes woody or smells woody. That'd be kind of weird. I just can't stop smelling it. It's really comforting when you smell it. And for a 6.9, is that what we call this thing? 6.9? Dangerously smooth. I don't really know what to do with this thing. I mean, it's kind of like if stout is like a loaf of bread that you drink, This kind of feels more like a cracker you're drinking in a way. Like it's something that you'd have out there on a nice cheese platter spread, like a rye chip. What is going on with that? It's weird how hoppy it is. I'll say that much. I think it's, what was that, 50 IBUs? What does it say on the can? 50 IBUs. The website says 60, but coming in at 50 IBUs, I mean, what was that last? Hell, the Tropic Chronic, I think, was 50 IBUs. And that's a legit IPA. This is hoppy. It starts to hit real, like in the back of the tongue. Like there's these sockets in the back of your jaw. That's really where you get this hops bitterness really kicks in. It likes to hang out and linger. This is a very bitter winter warmer. Winter beer. I need to quit calling it a winter warmer. This is a winter beer, Northwest winter beer. And I got to say, if it's Northwest because it's hoppy, I'm there. I mean, it's very hoppy. With the hops, I'm not going to lie. The hops is a little too much in this one for me. If I'm trying to scratch that winter warmer itch, this is not doing it. It's getting close. It's kind of like itch adjacent. It's just too hoppy for me if I'm looking for a winter warmer or some kind of like cozy winter ale. This has got that, but then you're just punched right in the face with all that hops. And I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong. It's very good. It's not scratching that itch. You know what I mean? Very good though. I'm a huge fan. Just if I'm in the mood for a certain thing and I don't get it, I'd be kind of upset. If I wanted a winter ale or a winter warmer, this it's like I said, it's really good. It's just not what I would have typically gone for. I want something more malty when I'm thinking winter ales and things like that. I'm not looking for a whole bunch of hops. Save the hops for the summertime for me. But hey, whatever. It's the Pacific Northwest, so you just can't really escape the hops. It's like an invading force. They moved in here in the early 2000s and never left. All right, so let's go ahead and top this bad boy off once more. It pours like a dream, I will say that much. Drink smooth. I'm a big fan of that. Yeah, drink's really smooth. I like it. The hoppiness though it's kind of too much for me. I mean, I should have known when I looked at the can and there was like legit hops on there. Hopefully you could see those little hoppies. That should have been a dead giveaway. But like I said, it's good. Not what I was looking for, but nice surprise. I'm going to try to get a couple more of these before they're gone for the year. I mean, I don't know when they're going to pull their winter seasonal beer. Hopefully it'll be around for a while because I do like this. I don't want to leave a bad impression here. Just kind of thought I was getting something different today. But that's all right. We'll just keep it with the hops. It's really bitter. The more you drink it, that bitterness and like the heavily roasted malts kind of goes a ways. Yeah, hoppy, piney, brown sugar. I get brown sugar on the nose mostly when I'm looking at their description of it, and cedar notes. Yeah, I can see the cedar, I can see the pine. Wood. But anyways, Rainy Days, man. They're doing big things out here. They're always making awesome beers. They have a white stout, which I can't wait to show you guys. They have a fest beer, which may or may not still be on tap by the time I do this again, which is it's a fucking great Oktoberfest. But it's just, they make a fantastic beer. They also have another winter beer on there that they're actually calling a winter warmer. It's called Santa's Teabag. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll run down there this weekend and pick up some Santa's tea bag, and we'll try this all over again next week. Maybe. No promises. Until then, cheers, everybody. All right, guys. Hey, thanks again for watching the show. It's been one hell of a week. I was super glad to top it all off with you guys with another beer. Yeah, it was been good. Make sure we dropped episode 121 this week over right here on the YouTubes, and of course on any podcast platform out there. So if you're into news and politics and societal goings on, make sure to go check that out. Also, we got the Salty Streets, Salty Shorts dropping Monday through Thursday, or roughly Monday through Thursday. All right, guys, so that'll do it for this week. Thank you guys for joining me once again for another tasty local Pacific Northwest beer. I'm very excited about this one. It's been good. I'm really looking to get into that winter warmer hopefully next week, so I'm gonna go out and do that. But hey, if fuck you, this is stupid, cat. This is stupid. It's really stupid. All right, guys, thanks again for joining me for another fantastic beer, locally grown, brewed, harvested, all the good fucking stupid shit. All right, guys, thanks again for joining me for another beer time. I was a huge fan of this one in different ways, obviously. But hey, appreciate you guys watching. Make sure you're liking, subscribing, commenting, the whole 9 yards. Maybe if you're a local, find yourself some rainy days. Tell me what you think of this here PNW, or no, just Northwest Winter Beer. Yeah, and make sure that you're checking out the rest of the Salty Streets content right here on this YouTube channel. We put out... God, this is stupid. All right, guys. Thanks again for joining me for another beer time. It's been great this week. Next week, I'm going to try to get into that winter warmer if I can from Rainy Days. We might be revisiting Rainy Days next week. Not disappointed with the beer this week. Just disappointed that it wasn't what I thought it was going to be. Still good. Anyways, if you're some of those cats that out there that like newsy type things and politics and social goings on, make sure to check out the latest episode of the Salty Streets podcast, which we dropped on Monday after the live recording on last Saturday. So you can check that out right here. You can also check out the Salty Shorts podcast clips we've been taking from that episode right here, also on the channel. Make sure to jump over to our patreon.com/saltofthestreets because it's the end of the month and we got a salty newsletter coming out. It's a collection of essays or articles that Donovan and I write. So if you're interested in any of that, make sure to head on over to the Patreon. And yeah, we'll see you guys later. Peace. Thanks for watching.
Welcome to the salt of the streets, coming at you every week with this food for thought. Hope you ready to eat everything.